Hello, happy Saturday. We are talking about Canada tonight, y'all. So, let's see. First of all, if it's your very first time watching, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and then also the bell so you get notified when I go live again. I do it every single day without fail. I even did it from bed last night. That's true. So we go live every day. We always talk about new stuff. It's always going to grow or expand your mind in some way. And today we're going to be talking about Canada. Let's talk about Canada. So I'm doing my Canada review. This will be my TripAdvisor review of Canada, okay?
Talk about Canada, y'all.
Talking about Canada, y'all. Do you want to come over here and talk about Canada?
I'm staying over here today.
Mike's staying off camera tonight.
I don't know.
He may add voiceovers.
If people ask for it, I
might. Well, so my thoughts on Canada, first of all, I believe I said it already, and I don't remember how many people I said it to, so I don't remember if I said it to you guys on YouTube yet. But whenever we got off the plane, there was legit a whole different energy in Canada. At least in the airport that we were in, the minute that we got off, it was just like, it was quiet, and I love quiet, all right? Like, I recharge. I'm like an extrovert that recharges as an introvert, so I recharge in quiet. I really like quiet. So whenever we came out and there was like nobody walking around and it was quiet, and even when we got in a big room of people, like there's a bunch of people in the room, it was still quiet. Nobody was saying anything. It was crazy quiet. And like, I can enjoy that sometimes. I really can. Of course I was loud because I don't ever change. I'm still who I am, but everybody else was quiet and that was great. Sarah, hey, love seeing you and my friend Brian dancing. You guys did awesome. Ah, man, shucks. Man, well, you know, Brian is now in Gold Getters. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but Brian and I have already talked about doing some lives together, like potentially a weekly coffee talk sort of thing where we just sit and banter, which I kind of feel like people would love. I know that I would love it. I feel like I need my daily dose, or my weekly dose anyway, of Brian goofballness, which is fantastic. He's a good guy. He's great for being able to goof off and tell dad jokes and all of that funny stuff, but he can get real with it, right? Like, he's good at anchoring some real emotions in there too. After, I don't know if you guys have heard his story or not, but he'll be sharing his story in Gold Getters too, of the things that he's gone through. And you guys, I don't know many human beings that are capable of making it through all of that and still being as balanced as he seems to be. So good guy. Leah, hey Leah. Mike Bryan should have his own dancing show. He should. I shouldn't though. Sarah, LOL. He has dance on lives multiple times. I'm gonna go watch them. Sarah, I could have sworn he was already in Gold Getter. He wasn't. He joined today. I was on stage talking, and he joined Gold Getters, and then somebody approved him, and then he was like, she's on stage. She's got people helping her. And then he looked over to Mike to see if Mike approved him, and he didn't. And he's like, oh, she has people helping. And yes, we do. Sarah, he is. He's a great guy. Yes, he can definitely do deep conversations. Yes. Lynn, hello, Lynn. So, well, we're about to go have a conversation down in the hotel lobby in a bit. I don't know why. I just got a little gangster for a second. It was not a whole lot of gangster, just a little bit. So, Canada. Mike and I have visited 3 Canadian steakhouses in the last 3 days.
4, technically.
We did. We've eaten a lot of steak since we've been in Canada. So Mike, what was your favorite steakhouse? They were all within 2 blocks, 1 block.
Yeah, that's
of the Marriott, which is where we're staying. Oh, you're coming over. What do we do
I don't
here?
know if I want to come over here. How about I just sit?
Just sit right there. Okay. Your head is.
How about you just see half my head?
That's fine. You want to talk about steak, bro?
Yeah, I'm always down to talk about steak.
Your breath smells good.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll take that.
Okay, so let's talk about steak.
I'll take that
Let's
as a win.
talk about steak, baby. No. So, my favorite steak place, I already know what yours was. Tonight we had magnificent steak. My favorite steak place, and it wasn't even because of the steak, it was more the everything else. So maybe it wasn't my favorite steak place. But anyway, my favorite restaurant was the place that the top of the needle thing that we went to, the 360.
Oh, yeah.
They had roasted cauliflower, you guys. That was insane. Roasted cauliflower risotto, which is insane. And then they had I got like an Oscar topping on top of my steak, so the crab and all of the stuff. Oh my word, it was so good. I couldn't even. And then we had dessert.
I'll wear the Calgary.
Oh, you're wearing the Calgary hat. There we go. Mike's in the Calgary hat.
Calgarian.
Calgarian.
That's how you say it.
Calgarian. It's like Carlisian.
Yeah. What?
No, it's not. What? What?
You pronounce it Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary.
And I did have a Albertan say it that way, so
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
Calgary.
Calgary.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Just in case, well, when you come here, that's what happens, is you do that. We just had Tyler Williams, who is you said the general manager of Canada, of YL Canada.
Well, I'm not sure. That was how he was introduced.
So let's say that's it.
But then you said president of
I don't know,
Canada. And that sounds, president of Canada just sounds...
Wrong?
Well, not wrong, but it just sounds, maybe we're in the wrong timeline.
Okay,
That's
so...
like a separate...
All right. So, anywho, he has asked us back to come to an event here. And I was like, well, you tell me when and where, bro. And he said, okay. And so that happened. So that's a thing, you guys. So we will be back in the Canadas. So let's get back to steak. The Canadas. Sarah, he went live on the leader development page not too long ago. Incredible. And it sounds like he has mad strategic placement skills. P.S. I vote we get compliance to let us call it the other term. I don't know if our votes are going to matter on that. Sarah, I've been with YL almost 3 years and am just now hearing the right term. Everyone calls it the wrong thing. I know. So steak. Let's go back to steak. We know my favorite restaurant. I would like for you to let us know what your favorite restaurant was for steak and then also why.
Okay, well, it's an analysis because the first place we went to was the top of the Sky Needle in Calgary. So that they have like their big, they call it Calgary Tower, but when it was built, it was called Husky Tower, but then they changed the name. So it was built in like the 60s, and this is taller. I found out this Sky Needle is taller than the one in Seattle, which if you're from the States, you know, that's the token one you think of. So it's actually like 20 feet taller than Seattle's. But so Martha and I went up there the first night we were here, and we knew there was a restaurant up there, but we were just like, okay, well, it's probably, I mean, part of the cost is probably because you get to go up and you get to see the city and stuff, which was really cool. But like,
you know how, can I just explain?
Well, that's why that was part of it. It's like, that was my favorite by far, actually, taste-wise and everything. But it was like, I don't know if maybe part of that choice was influenced by the idea that it was like a complete surprise. Where the other places we went were like steakhouse. They were called that. You know, like this last place, it was like the other places were like really upscale. Like we walked in there, I was like, are we dressed well enough for this? And they were like, okay, well, do you have reservations? And we were like, no. Okay, well, we'll let you eat here, but you got to be out by 7. which
we
like,
need the table back.
Serious
we need
place.
the table back.
We
at
need
7.
the table back by 7 because someone has reservations.
We're taking the table out on a date.
Cool.
We have to bring it back by 7.
But it was funny that the place that we didn't even know would be like good was like the best, or I thought it was the best. But
we thought it was going to be like subpar food, like what Mike said, kind of like Disney World, where it's not really great food, but you pay a lot for it because of where you are and because of like that whole like gimmicky concept. But yeah, it was so good. And people don't even realize. So we say like how good it was up there, and then people will say, "Oh, you mean Chris Ruth's?" Which is like a steakhouse that a lot of people know about. We went to one in Hawaii, but that's like a chain. And we're like, no, the one at the top. And they're like, oh. And we have yet to hear somebody that is like, oh, yeah, that place is awesome. Yeah. But like, I think they don't realize, maybe they don't know that they can have dinner up there.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time I ever had Alberta beef.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that goes into, maybe the other places, maybe they were better. I don't know. But I think it was that first place where we had Alberta beef. I was like, oh, man. Welcome to Alberta beef effect.
Yeah. It's my word.
And nothing, I'm not like, I'm a beef person. I was not a beef person. I was a very not a beef person for a long period of my life. So I am like, I hope I'm not offending anyone by talking about eating beef. That is certainly not my intent. I have nothing but respect for the food I eat. So like I thank the food. Like,
exactly.
I went through a big period where I didn't want to eat beef, and I thought it was inhumane and stuff. But that's another story. But
Darlene said, "Is it the CN Tower?" It's called the Canada Tower. So
it's called the Calgary. It's called Calgary Tower. It was built in the 60s. It was called the Husky Tower when it was first built in Calgary.
Did it wear bigger jeans?
Yeah.
These big old pants on.
I had to wear husky jeans when I was a little boy.
Huskies.
That made me feel bad. I was sad.
Aww.
My mom was like, "Oh, you got to wear huskies," and I was like, "I don't like husky pants."
Oh, you don't have to wear huskies anymore. No. Oh, no. Sweetie.
Thank you, Young Living.
Yeah, no more huskies.
Husky pants.
Hashtag no more husky pants. Sarah said, "How would you describe Canadian cuisine?" Steak.
It's
freaking great.
It's been awesome.
Yeah. We haven't had bad food experience.
We had no idea. I had no idea the food would be amazing here. I was like, I don't know if we're just in the section of town where all the food is great, but
I haven't even had any what we call intestinal disturbances, which like because we don't eat gluten or processed food or anything, if we do, we know about it pretty darn quickly.
I noticed the thing too is all the servers and all the restaurants have been very conscious about asking people if they have dietary restrictions, yes. Which no one ever does where we live. Not that that's a bad thing. Not that I'm upset that they don't, but like in Canada, they must, I don't know, maybe it's more at the forefront that they think, well, I need to ask, so I make sure I don't.
Gluten these folks?
Yeah, so I make sure that I don't interrupt these people's bowel gastrointestinal systems. I don't want to disrupt your GI, bro.
Oh, man. Late night poops. Let's see. Sarah said, I've been wondering since you posted about your meal, was the risotto keto? I'm surprised you ordered that. We went a little outside of our normal keto-ness, but we hadn't really eaten anything that day. So it was kind of just like, we're just going to do this because we didn't really eat anything that day.
One thing, I don't know if you ever talk about it, but Martha and I both intermittent fast.
Oh, yeah, so I don't talk a lot about it.
We don't eat. We start eating at noon and we stop at 5. So we only eat for 5 hours a day. We eat all the calories we would eat, a normal person would eat in a whole day, but you just eat for 5 hours and then you stop.
So we eat a lot.
So some days we...
In a little bit of time. Well, not a lot. Yeah. It's still, for me, about 1,300 calories. So it's still not a lot, but it's easier to maintain not eating too many calories when your window is shorter.
Yeah.
But really what that does, like, it's not even about not eating so many calories, because I mean, of course that's helpful, calories in versus calories out, but your body has time to process that food. And then instead of just processing food all the live long day, it can process the food, be done with that because there's no more food coming in. And then it can spend its energy doing something else, like healing your body, like doing all sorts of functions that it now uses that energy to do instead of processing food all day long. That's the value and the benefit, I think, in sort of a cartoony way, of intermittent fasting. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So intermittent fasting, I do not blame you whatsoever if you hear that and you think, oh man, that's like, what are you doing? Not eating is bad. I was exactly the same way. Years ago, I was like, so you're not eating? That doesn't sound like a good thing. And yeah, but it's like, the thing is, so I grew up in Iowa in, the 80s, and they took us all in like fourth grade and sat us down in a room and said, pulled out this poster with a triangle on it and a bunch of food in there, and said, this is how you're supposed to eat. You got to eat 2,000 calories a day, whether you're 5 or 90 years old, whether you're a man or a woman, and it's got to be mostly wheat and grain down here. They sat us all down and did that. And like, it took me until I was like in my 30s to realize that, like, that doesn't work for everyone. That certainly didn't work for me.
It doesn't work for a lot of people. Yeah.
I ate terribly for years and years and years, terribly. Like, I had ate a lot of sugar, and now I was addicted to candy and eating candy all the time, and could never say no to cookies and donuts and stuff. And now, like, I can't imagine even ever eating sugar again. Like, I never want to go back.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Martha's thing is alcoholism. And yeah, I was right there drinking with her too, but it was easy for me to quit that. But to quit eating sweets and quit eating donuts and cookies, and that was just that was hard. It was hard. So, man, anyone out there ever needs any pointers on how to get sugar-free and wheat-free and stuff, like, I love helping people with that stuff. So hit me up.
All right. Boom pow. Sarah said Canadian meat sweats. Darlene, I've been to 2 of the towers there. Oh, that's cool. Lori has laughing. She's having a laughing fit. Diane, yes, that intermittent fasting is so good and so effective. Amen to that. Sarah, since we are talking poop, LOL, what is your favorite GI supplement?
Huh.
Well,
Martha has me taking, I don't even know what they're called. She just one day ordered like literally like 12 different bottles that I take. And I was like, I was taking them, and I was having some major evacuatory stuff. And Martha's just like, just keep going. Keep taking them. So I'm still doing that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you're maybe not supposed to take them all.
It's not unpleasant.
So I have since found out that maybe you should just be doing like ICP, like only that.
Okay, well that would have been good to know.
Because I just found that out today.
Yeah.
I was talking to Brian and Lane, and I let them know about your experience that you had at home. I won't talk about it here.
Oh, I don't care. What experience? Which one? There's
the one with
the what?
What this?
I don't even know what you're talking about. This. This one. Oh, yeah, let's not talk. Yeah, they don't want to hear about that. I don't care. Like, I have no shame. We can laugh at me all you want.
No, it's laughing with you. It's great. Anyway, so
It's okay.
ICP moving
There
forward.
was no
ICP.
pain. There was no pain involved. Don't worry.
Okay, just ICP is how we're going to move forward. So favorite GI supplement, I think ICP or Comfortone for that. Also Life 9, absolutely 100%. Mildred, hello, late to the party. Who is this Brian everyone talks about? I want to know about those strategic skills. Brian is Brian Martin. You'll find out about him. You'll find out. He'll be in the group. Sarah, you should be upset they don't. It's appalling how many people are ignorant about food allergies, intolerances, and cross-contamination. It's shocking how many people have zero concept of what gluten is. Seriously, we go to restaurants in Iowa and we're like, does this have gluten? And like sometimes, so we get Nora French fries sometimes because she's 5 and she's picky. But some of the French fries are battered and then fried. They're not just potatoes. And you can tell when they come out because they've got like sort of a bit of a batter on them.
Then you'll be like, you don't want to be a jerk, but you won't be a jerk at all. And you'll be like, so these fries have like wheat on them. They have batter. Is there a way we can get some that are just potatoes? And they're like it doesn't register to them. They're like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And we're like, that's cool. You
know what?
Like,
we'll just get something else.
We'll just
get something else. It's fine.
We've been wheat free. We've been wheat free for like 7 or 8 years, though.
It's been a long time.
We have not eaten wheat at all for 7.
And so, if we get glutened, it's a whole thing. That poison is real because you can feel it when your body hasn't had it for a long time. Sarah, Mike, stop talking about donuts when I haven't eaten dinner yet. Michelle, Mike, you should do YouTube videos on sugar-free and wheat-free. Oh,
there's some really interesting knowledge that most people like. We live in a day and age where you can Google everything, but the interesting thing is you kind of can't Google the information about why wheat is really creepy. And the only reason I know is because can I name drop on here?
Yeah.
There's a guy named David Wilcock I've been following him for years and years and years, and he's not for everyone. I'm not going to tell you to run out and get David Wilcock stuff, and he'd probably be fine with me saying that.
He looks like the little Dutch boy.
He's on the show Ancient Aliens on History Channel, if you're familiar with him. He's got blonde hair, and it's kind of straight and interesting.
And you're so nice.
He's got the center part going on, like Martha, sort of. But it took until hearing his information about wheat before I really even thought about it. And it's stuff you can't Google. You can Google up the concepts, but like, I guess I should say maybe there's some powers that be that don't make that information available to everyone. But they did some interesting stuff to wheat, and it's kind of under the guise of the whole gluten thing. But back starting in the late 60s, some interesting companies started doing some things to the wheat here in America, and which caused some interesting things to happen to people in the country. Yep. And that's why we chose to avoid it, where we don't want to take any chances with our family, that it's easier to just avoid wheat in general. And we freaking, it's awesome.
You feel good.
I never want to go back to eating wheat, although donuts were awesome and all that, but
there are gluten-free donuts too.
There are gluten-free.
They're legit. They're legit. Sarah said, too bad they discontinued ProTech. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Darlene, woohoo! Sarah, I've heard LTM's husband's story more times than I care to. Oh, about the shit in his pants. I need a new poop story to laugh. Yeah, especially since the one is product-based. Oh, my word.
I feel like our whole family...
He didn't shit his pants, though.
I feel like Martha,
Poop his
me, and
pants.
Nora, our whole story is just about poop.
Every day.
You can't even say poop around Nora without her just laughing for like 5 minutes.
Farts and poop.
Yeah.
It's all, yeah. I
Whatever.
She, like, my hope and prayer is that at Montessori school, they're not like, she doesn't get in trouble from talking about it too much, because at home we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like, whatever.
She's probably going to school just describing everything about poop and farts
and trying to show people her poop.
And then I go, and then I go in to pick her up in the afternoon, and they're like trying not to laugh about all the stuff they know about her. It's like, oh, your daughter just described everything that's happening in your bathroom for the last week.
Oh, kids. Darlene, Martha, and Brian, what a dynamic duo. Yeah, I can't wait till we do you guys' event. Sarah, fast food fries are also fried in beef fat, so they aren't vegan if that's something a person is wanting. Right. Michelle, I would love it. I'm dealing with gluten issues and it's tough. Oh, awesome. There's something we can talk about. Sarah, thank God we have seed to seal source for einkorn. I will admit I love my wheat-derived carbs. Sarah, well, she is 5. True story. Well, I just got a message from Brian that he just finished packing. Oh, he's posting to his blog and he's heading downstairs. So we have to meet those guys downstairs.
Okay, well, did you get through all your Canada stuff?
Yeah, are you okay? What was that? You get through all your...
That was indigestion. Because we didn't bring all those Young Living products with us.
I just popped 2 Inner Defense, y'all.
Because I'm
2
like,
of them.
oh, we're only going to be gone for 3 days, so let's not pack those 12 bottles of stuff.
And now we're burping on camera.
Yeah.
Now look at us. I think I got all the Canada stuff out. If I think of more Canada stuff,
oh, I like
then we'll add more.
We like the energy here.
Yes.
People are happy. It's nice to be around happy, very happy people.
Yeah. And the event here was great, you guys. Like, the event here was so awesome. And Sarah said, so can we talk about your gift from James? Yeah, I shared that on the live last night, like all of the gifts from James, and meeting him. This selfie was awesome. You guys, James is the real deal. Okay. He is straight up nothing but heart and love and soul, and there's no barrier between you and him, if that makes sense. Like, there's no, from a soul to soul standpoint, there's no, you know how a lot of people have at least small curtains up or drapes or veils up, and some are just straight up walls that are up between them and other people. James is all heart. He's all heart. He came over to pray for Mike and I and safety on our way home, and it was so nice. It was just so nice, and we were both bawling by the end of it. And you guys, we're just so blessed. We're so blessed, and I say we, and that's like me and you, right? Mike and me and you guys that are watching. Our community is so blessed. We're blessed to be able to be our true selves with each other, and to not feel judgment, and to not exhibit judgment to other people. We're open. And it's our community is such a safe zone and a safe place to be who you are, that we're just blessed. Just plain blessed. That's how I feel. Sarah felt the same way about Sedona. Oh my gosh, I bet. Greta, the event was amazing, life-changing for sure. Oh, Greta. Thank you for coming, lady. I loved it. It was fantastic. Sarah, and that's how it's done. I love how you're passionate about edification. #usline. This is what you do in a good community, in my opinion, you guys. You create a safe space for people to grow and evolve into the best version of themselves so they can practice being that person in that group, and then they can take it out. And basically it's mission work, right? You take it out to the masses as that person that you are, but you have this safe space to grow into that person. A lot of people don't have those safe spaces to grow into that person. So it's really always it's always, I would like to be this, I would like to be this, I would like to be this, but they're not ever in that place to be able to do it. And that's what our community, I really think, does. And when I say our, I'm not saying my community. I'm saying it's our community. We have all created, cultivated, and I don't know. Fertilized sounds weird. But this community, we've all built it together. And it's awesome. It's an awesome thing to be a part of, you guys. That's true. That's real talk. It really is an awesome thing to be a part of. And I am nothing short of 100% grateful for every single person that's a part of it, because we're doing some really big things in the world, and it may not feel like big things. It may feel like, well, we're growing our business and la-di-da, right? It may not feel like big things, but the things that we're doing and the things that we're implementing really are huge things in the world, you guys. So don't ever lose sight of the fact that you're really making a huge difference in your neck of the woods. Sarah, Lynn, absolutely blessed. Sarah, there we go, talking about shit again.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, you guys, I have to run downstairs because we're having a meeting. And I will see you guys later. You want to sign off there, Honcho? Bye.
Oh, I have to go.
Oh, you have to go turn it off.
I have to go press the button.
Okay.
What'd you call me?
I said Honcho. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said checker.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
I'm walking by the camera.
Oh, walking by holding his pants up.
All right, say bye, Martha.
Bye-bye.